What's going on, everybody? I hope you're all well, and welcome back to Dragon Age Origins. The last episode, we finally made it to Arl Eamon's estate. We faced off with Loghain and Howe a little, as well as Sir Corthrian, the only person that actually hesitated during Loghain's little pullback at the start of the game. She seemed like she did not want to abandon the fight at Ostagar, and she seemed just as surprised as us at his little command. So, all that being said, we did find out Anora is currently locked in a closet at Howe's estate, the newly crowned Earl of Denerim, so we're going to head over there and try and find her servant. See what Howe's been up to since he rose vastly above his station. We walked into a little ambush here, it seems. We haven't been here before because there's a locked chest. Taliesen, we know him.
Here is the mighty Grey Warden at long last. The crows send their greetings once again. And where is Zevran? I don't see him with you. How very disappointing.
Now we know Taliesen from our little work we did with the crows. Taliesen is the one that accepted the contract on us in the first place. He's the only reason the crows are still after us. Whatever contract they have on us dies with this man. Important to know going forward. Zevran. Zevran who?
Don't bother. I know very well he travels with you.
Here I am, Taliesen. Tell me, were you sent, or did you volunteer for the job?
Oh ho! And he makes an appearance. I volunteered, of course. When I heard that the great Zevran had gone rogue, I simply had to see it for myself.
Is that so? Well, here I am, in the flesh.
You can return with me, Zevran. I know why you did this, and I don't blame you. It's not too late. Come back and we'll make up a story. Anyone can make a mistake.
Zevran doesn't need the crows any longer.
Oh? Does Zevran need to live?
I suspect I will manage just fine, Taliesen. I'm sorry, my old friend, but the answer is no. I'm not coming back. And you should have stayed in Antiva.
Right, now we do need to drop somebody. We're of course going to keep Alistair and Wynne. We'll switch Morrigan back in after the fact. But right now, we got some business to attend to here. You see, we did earn Zevran's favor. He is very loyal to us. He kept his word. This was his chance, really, to get back in the good graces of the crows, and he didn't take it. He decided to fight instead. Gonna interrupt these archers while Alistair takes care of the rabble. Hit that one with a Punisher. Take care of that archer. That is the upgraded war cry that we got, Alistair. That's why we did that. We let Wynne die, unfortunately, but still, we should be okay. We shouldn't run into too many problems here. The whirlwind. Alistair, what can you do for us currently? Everything you have is on cooldown, so just go ahead and shield bash whoever you're fighting. Shield bash this one. We're gonna swing around on Taliesen. It does one with a flurry. It does feel nice to have the stamina bar to get all these abilities off now. There goes his head. There goes her head, and now we just have these last two little archers up here.
I still remember my first battle. And there it is. Taliesen is dead. And I am free of the crows. They will assume that I am dead along with Taliesen. So long as I do not make my presence known to them, they will not seek me out.
And with that, Zevran has certainly earned my respect, and he's also free of his oath to me. Whether he chooses to stick around or not will ultimately be up to him, but that's a good thing, right?
A very good thing. It is in fact what I had hoped for ever since you decided not to kill me. I have enjoyed our company, but I am wondering if it is not time for me to leave. That would be the practical thing to do, no? There is a freedom awaiting me that I have never known. But I suppose the decision is yours. Will you let me go?
Don't you want to stay for the treasure?
All right. You make a convincing argument. You do seem to stumble onto treasure on a regular basis somehow. Let us return to the task at hand, then. There is still much to be done, yes?
Indeed there is. And again, like I said, Zevran now has completely earned my respect. He didn't need to take our side there. He could have quite easily joined Taliesen. He could have tried to help him kill us right there and gone back to the crows with open arms. He didn't choose to do that. He chose his freedom and he chose us. You'll always have my respect for that.
On it.
Loyalty earned on both sides, I suspect. Alright, now after we finish up looting these, before I switch Zev out, we are just going to hit him with a quick level. Give him 22, and then I suppose we'll get you cunning up. You have 1 point here. You can put that in poison making. And ultimately, I suppose we'll give you whirlwind. It'll come in handy if you're surrounded. We are going to send him back to camp though, now that his little crow problem is taken care of.
Indeed.
Again, I don't use Zevran much. I'm not really a Zevran enjoyer, but he's solid enough. He definitely earns the respect and loyalty that he's afforded. He didn't get it for free.
Let's get started.
Continue on to Howe's estate. I'm sure there's all kinds of travesties going on here.
The servants' entrance is on the other side of the house. We must slip past this crowd to reach it. We will have to be very careful. Arl Howe is inside.
Howe is here.
Yes, and wherever he goes, a great many guards go with him.
Good. I was hoping I'd get a chance to see him.
I beg you, do not put my lady in danger for your revenge. We must get her out first.
What's the crowd gathered for?
The estate is in poor repair. The new Arl, he has not been very prompt in paying his workmen. I will be right behind you.
So Howe's already running this place into the ground, I see.
Conveniently busy schedule. We will not be put off again.
Nor will the stonemasons. It's been a month since we've seen so much as a coin of Howe's for our work.
Hasn't paid him in a month.
Much engaged with the region.
Much engaged. Well, you know what they say. Once the peasantry turns, the rest collapses. It's the working people that hold it all up in the end. We're gonna go educate Howe about how to rule an Arling. He's certainly running Denerim into the ground, which is unsurprising. He was always a coward. Now we get our first chance to fight some of Howe's men. You won't be doing anything to my mages. I'll stay, you take care of that. I'm gonna go take care of these archers in the back. It's gonna be the death of him.
That's right. What did I tell you?
This should be easy enough.
Now, we could progress through this castle with some subterfuge, some tact. And I'm sure slaughtering everybody or as many people as we can here would harm our political standing, but you gotta remember that these are Howe's men. These are not Eamon's men, these are not Kaelin's men. They're all dead.
Someone is coming.
Howe had a great part to play in the death of our family, and so did the rest of the soldiers here. These are Howe's soldiers. Some of these people slaughtered our family, our servants, our nanny, the cooks, the chefs. They're responsible for all the death at Highever and the overthrowing of our family. We're not going to let that go. We're certainly not going to be sparing any lives in here. And whether that puts Anora in danger or not, that's not really my problem currently. We owe Howe a debt, and we've owed him this debt for the entire game, and now is the time for that to be paid in full. Every last man who had something to do with our family's deaths and the slaughter of Highever is dead. Whoever I find in here that had something to do with that is dead. And that's just how that's gonna go. I made a vow to my father, on his soon-to-be dead body, that I would restore our family's honor, and restore Ferelden's honor, and Highever's. I'm certainly not gonna let that go, given the chance. We don't need Howe for the Blight. We don't need Loghain for the Blight, it seems.
I can distract the guards, but you must move quickly.
Why bother? There's only 2 of them.
More guards patrol every hour. If they find these 2 missing, they will know... how you say... something is amiss.
Let's go.
I will lure them into the courtyard. Wait in the bushes.
I will do that, not just yet though. I want the elf root, loot brain. Yeah, we don't necessarily need Lurgain, we need Lurgain's army. We will fall in line once the Lurgain is gone. Everybody who is involved will be gone by the time we leave here. They'll be gone out of Denerim or gone from this world. There's not going to be any in between for any of that.
Oh, you must come.
The memory of our parents is still very fresh in our brain, and I intend to remind Howe of all his crimes and the price to pay for them.
Darkspawn.
They will drag us all underground to be eaten.
Should we call for help?
Did you fall off a cart full of stupid? Call for help? So they can see us act like scared little girls because of some knife-eared wench?
They will eat us all alive. Please get help.
If there is something out there and we don't sound the alarm, we'll look worse than scared.
And drast these holy knickers. Fine, we'll check the courtyard, if it'll keep you from wetting yourself. But there's nothing there.
Thank you. Oh, it was over here. Quickly.
Yeah, we're all still very fresh in our minds, the downfall of our family and our noble house. We won't be letting that go unanswered. And before we head inside, we did see a chest down here by the peasants when we first came in. Here's the chest. Yeah, that promise is going to be held high. I've mentioned a lot of times how much I respect final wishes, and our father gave us the very important one. So did our mother, and Lord knows what happened to our brother. He was likely slaughtered in the fight in Ostagar by Howe's men too, or Loghain's, who knows who he went out with. He's also likely dead. We're the last of our line, and we have no inheritance to that title because we're a Grey Warden, but we still can certainly pay back the debt.
Ah, it took me forever to be rid of those two. You are certain you will not wear the disguise? The servants here, they have no love for Howe, but they will be frightened by strangers bursting in.
The servants aren't the one that I intend to harm in here. Where's Anora?
She's in the guest room of the main hall. Andraste, guide us.
Yeah, we won't be wearing any disguise. I want to fire every last one of Howe's men in here.
Thieves! Brigands in the house! God, help us!
Get yourselves to safety. There's the war cry.
Gonna be me. Is it just me, or do you actually think you have a chance?
There's that beautiful mass paralysis.
Look at this mess. I love it. Only one shall stand.
We're gonna just work our way through, kill every single last man in this fucking castle.
Right.
None of Howe's little scumbags are gonna be getting out of here alive. I can promise you that. Alistair, you've managed to abandon all your charges. The war cry, please.
Another battle, I see.
Let's get started.
That's exactly what I wanted from you, Alistair. Thank you.
This should be easy.
You see, Howe's men don't hold up too well when it's a fair fight and they're not taking a castle by surprise. It's gonna go a lot differently than it did at Highever, I can promise you that. Yeah, educate these men about war.
Annoying!
This should be easy enough.
There goes his head, and here's the last. Like the rest of his friends. Yeah, I have no love lost for any of these. Again, these aren't good men. I'm sure Howe has already done away with the good men. They're locked in the dungeons somewhere, likely tortured to death or blackmailed out of the castle, giving up all their lands and titles to Howe like he does. Because at the end, all he cares about is the advancement of himself, at whatever the cost.
Right.
He's not aligned with Lurgain because he believes in Lurgain. He's aligned with Lurgain because Lurgain is a scumbag, and he's willing to bribe Howe to do him what he wants. And Howe will, of course, take that dirty money instantly, because all for the Howe name, right? He feels like he was done dirty, I'm sure, because of some kind of conflict way back in the day between the Couslands and the Howes, when the Howes, not to mention, The Howes are just a line of traders. They fought with the Orlesians during the occupation. And I'm sure Howe feels like he was done dirty because the Orlesian occupation didn't work out. He probably sees it that he lost what he was owed. Something like that. And the only thing he's owed is a meeting he won't leave with me. Get him out of our face. Again, they're all gonna have a very bad day. They can do nothing in this fight but die. One by one, they're all gonna fall. Yeah, when it comes to Howe, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. His great-grandfather or grandfather, whichever it was, he was a traitor to the crown, and so is Howe. You'll know that Howe's men never showed up to Ostagar to risk any of their men. They were held back due to the levies breaking or whatever excuse he had. And then he tried to assassinate our father in his study during the middle of the night when our army had already left. Traitor and a coward. Didn't even have the balls to challenge straight up into a military battle. Doesn't trust his men either. And I wouldn't. You see how sloppy they all are. There will be no mercy for any of this.
You need help?
Intruders in the castle!
It's a shame about the dogs, however. Beautiful mass paralysis. Alistair, I want you to pop Tone. Now I want you to pop Warcry. Wynn is actually doing really good back here. She put herself in a really good position. Morrigan is the one out of position, so we're going to pull her back. We're going to keep on keeping on. Do whatever it takes in this fight. Now, Morrigan, what do you have for us? She has miasma, weakness, paralyzes. She doesn't have the mana for that. Where's mass paralysis in all this? That's on cooldown. Okay, so we are going to give Morrigan something to sip on, though. I do want her to have her mana back during this, so take a sip, Morrigan. We don't need to save any more Lyrian potions. We already outfitted the army, so we can have at it with her abilities. But like I said during that Kadash Tag episode, I said that no encounter in the game was going to have an answer for this combo, and you're seeing that revelation come to life. Dealing with these gods exactly like how they are. They're just pieces of trash. We killed, what, 50 men so far, and there wasn't a shred of honor between any of them. You feel kind of bad about the guys that are going to be responsible for cleaning this mess up once we're done, but I suppose that's what they get paid for. Maybe the servants will finally get the money that they're owed. Yeah, excuse the cut there, I had to do some spring cleaning in our inventory. Want to make sure I loot all the chests in here. No loot or XP left behind. Now we got the bulk of the fight done. I'm going to go ahead and drop a save. Here's a locked door.
We're under attack!
So we have to kill our way to the key before we can go down there. All your friends are dead. Nobody will be helping you. Alarm all you like. Too bad we can't open the main door and let the all the people that are owed something in.
The Grey Warden is here, my lady.
Thank the Maker. I would greet you properly, but I'm afraid we've had a setback.
What sort of setback?
My host was not content with leaving me under heavy guard. He sealed the door by magic.
How do we open it?
Find the mage who cast the spell. He'll most likely be at Howe's side.
I doubt he'll just open the door for me.
Well, if he didn't know you were here, he soon will.
Oh, I hope so. Good. I wanted to see Howe anyway.
Thank you, Warden. My prayers go with you.
Rendon Howe will probably be in his rooms. They're at the end of the hall, on the left.
Sounds good to me.
Rendon Howe is probably in his room. Left or on your left?
I sense something drawing near.
No codex in here.
This should be easy enough.
Honestly, I'm fine with just being the cleanup crew, though. And it's Guaran. Learn more about the different countries in this place.
Someone's here.
Look, you didn't say nothing. Wait. Who are you? You're not on my watch. Call the watch! We've got an intruder!
Warden senses.
Stallion with the help, are you?
Is that all you've got?
That'll be the end of you.
That's a lot of blood.
We have Denerim's treasure room. You won't be keeping any of this, Howe. Rest assured you won't be needing it by the time we leave anyway. And we are going to get plenty of sovereigns from here. I believe that's likely so that you can go back to camp and do your upgrades if you were struggling up to this point in the game. Chest of documents. Grey Warden documents. Papers bearing a Grey Warden seal. The text is gibberish, probably encrypted. Now, why would Howe have Grey Warden documents stashed in his study? Have they been meddling even further with the Wardens than we know about? There's no limit to these people, is there? They'll just mess with anything. Wardens, the Blight, damn it all. As long as Howe gets his 10 coppers.
What? Who goes there?
No, that guy just got annihilated.
I thank you for creating such distraction, stranger. I have been waiting days for the opportunity. Do you think you could... Alistair? Is that you?
Who? Wait. I do know you. You were at my joining. He's one of us. A warden from Orlais. Jada, I think. Or was it Montserrat? I'm afraid I don't remember your name.
I'm Riordan, senior warden of Jada, but born and bred in Highever, and glad to be home.
He is from our land. That's interesting. Are these your papers?
Yes, these are my records. The names of the dead I could recognize at Ostagar. What I could find of Duncan's own recruitment records. Copies of the joining ritual I rescued from our Denerim vault. Those should never be seen by any outside eyes, but I trust in their encryption.
The joining ritual. Can you induct other Grey Wardens?
Would that I could, for Ferelden sorely needs them. But for the joining to work, the recruit needs not only fresh Darkspawn blood, but a drop of blood preserved from an archdemon. Ferelden's supply should have been in the vault, but it was gone. I can only imagine someone took it out and Loghain either confiscated or destroyed it.
Where's Howe?
I saw him going to the dungeons. He may still be there.
How large a force did you bring with you?
We had 200 wardens and 24 divisions of cavalry. The first we heard of Loghain's edict was when everyone was turned back at the border. That was when the rumor reached us that wardens were being blamed for the massacre. We finally decided it was safest to send someone alone to learn how best to fight the Blight and this regime simultaneously. As a native Ferelden, I volunteered to make the crossing.
200 wardens were ready to help us. And they were turned back at the border on Loghain's orders. How did Arl Howe capture you?
With an offer of hospitality and a poisoned chalice. I was fool enough to think Loghain didn't yet know who I was.
Is there more you can tell me about the Wardens?
This is hardly the best place to talk.
We've been staying with Arl at his estate. If you need a place to stay, I'm sure he'd make you welcome.
At Arl then. And good luck, brother.
You too. It is a very welcome sight to see another warden here in Denerim, a senior warden no less. That's going to take a lot of stress off our backs. Finally have somebody that can help us. Now, it looks an awful lot like a torture dungeon, doesn't it? Used recently. God only knows what they were doing to Riordan to try and get the encryption for that warden codex from him. I'm sure Howe's down here in the dungeons whipping somebody that's tied up. Coward that he is. He certainly wouldn't confront somebody man to man. We'll get the opportunity to see how well he fares in a man-to-man confrontation when we see him down here. I'll go ahead and spoil it for you now and just let you know though, there's no mercy in my heart. He's gonna have to ask the maker for that. Alistair's gonna hit his taunt, then he's gonna hit his war cry. All house men are gonna fall over. These men are all privy to the crimes down here too. They've been sitting here just watching him torture good men to death, watching them torture a Grey Warden. The only men who can actually save the world from the Blight. Selling Ferelden down the river. Again, not a scrap of honor among any of them. All of it be damned, right? Because politics. Who needs honor when you can get a paycheck? Thought process of all these men. We're going to educate them on the error of that thought process. Some quartz.
As you wish.
I love the blank vellum. The most useless piece of loot in this entire game. Not even sure why they have it in the game. It literally never serves a purpose. I have gone through multiple times and kept it all just to see if there is ever any use for it, and there isn't. It's not standard fire. Okay, Alistair. Thorn. Now war cry. Beautiful. Now, okay. I thought one of them didn't get caught in that. I'm gonna get him off our mages. Alistair's holding up great in here, of course. Needn't have worried about him. I see this cheeky little archer in the back. We're gonna go give him some.
On it.
Let my team deal with whatever's left.
This should be easy enough.
You're definitely seeing why this party composition is my favorite. This is my go-to. The only difference would be that under normal circumstances, I would be the tank, and I would have a rogue with me, usually Liliana on the bow. Is how I would usually play this. But since we're the rogue this time, we didn't bring Liliana. We've had Alistair the whole game. Bari out there. If you're curious why we keep being stunned, it's this Howe guard. He keeps popping these scatter shot. It's not gonna matter, of course. The only thing in this entire place I do feel bad about would be the Mbari. Not their fault, they were trained by pieces of shit. Gladly kill their masters though. With a big smile on my face about those murders actually. Now I do want to make sure I loot every single room in here. There are some important things that you cannot miss down here. So do make sure you go through every single room. There are some very important NPCs to chat to in here.
This should be easy enough.
This is going to be one of them. That's the hit the taunt. Let him gather around, and now hit Warcry. See, he has quite the rabble of torturers in here. So there's been plenty of people going missing from Denerim. Certainly the alienage. We haven't been there yet, but we will be getting there. I know for sure that the alienage is going to be in dire straits in this place.
Don't leave me here. Get me out of here. That's an order.
An order?
Don't leave me here. Get me out of here. That's an order.
Well, based on his attitude, this seems like a noble.
Was this supposed to be a lesson? Did my father think it funny to leave me for so long before sending you?
Unless your father's all Eamon, he didn't send me.
You move in august company, stranger.
I am Oswin, son of Ban Sigurd, of the Dragon's Peak Banon.
If you aren't one of our soldiers, pray tell me, who should I be thanking for my rescue?
I am Apparition, here for the rightful King Alistair.
Marek's bastard. Then I need not question why you're here, for your friend's claim to the throne is the greatest threat to Loghain's regime. You have my heartfelt gratitude. And I assume the gratitude of the entire Dragon's Peak Banon. If my father sent no one after me, I can only assume that he does not yet know the true colors of the snakes he is allied with. But if you talk to him, I'm certain he would offer you any reward you might ask.
Will your father side against Loghain at the Landsmeet?
Then there is a Landsmeet after all. Howe said the Jarl of Redcliffe was dead, and the Landsmeet called off. I swear, if there be any forum to speak out against Loghain, my father will be there. Now, please, I must try to get to him. I cannot see the last of this place too soon.
I definitely understand. And now, Ban Sigurd of Dragon's Peak, the ruler of Dragon's Peak, was the one talking to the sycophant in the Nord Noble Tavern. He was already on the fence. Now I'm sure the fact that Loghain's right-hand man kidnapped his son and was torturing him hostage is certainly going to have him swayed over to our side. So that's one ally for the Landsmeet we picked up. And that's only scratching the surface of Howe's depravity down here. Torturing nobles, blackmail.
Warden senses tingling.
Torturing wardens. Let's not forget, it's not just the nobles. I want the jailer. That's his ass. How God next. You won't be attacking any of my mages. You won't be doing that. Really getting up there now. But let's keep tallying this up as we go. Like I say, he's kidnapping nobles' sons, torturing them. He kidnapped a Grey Warden, stole his documents, his sacred documents, and was trying to decipher those and torture the decryption out of him. And now we seem to be in a prison. I wonder what else he has here. Here's Rexel. There is a bounty board for Rexel trying to find him. So let's see what's going on here.
They said to retreat. The horn sounded and we turned, and then the screams. We rode and they screamed and screamed and...
What do you mean, retreat? Were you at Ostagar?
Mother, can you smell the blood? They said it was only Darkspawn. But we ate them too. They died, and we left them in the swamp. The witch. The witch!
He's obviously mad. I don't think you'll get anything more out of him.
You're free now. Go somewhere safe.
Safe? Is there a safe? Perhaps next door?
That's a quest updated there. We do have whatever was left for Rexel.
What month is it? Are you some enemy of Arl Urian's? Please,
I feel like I've spent half my life down here.
Riordan died months ago.
Dead? Then who's ruling? His son, Vaughn, he struck me down and I woke up here. People were so angry, they were thinking of petitioning the king.
The king is dead as well. Loghain rules in his place.
There have been many changes since they caught me. I need to find out what happened. I need to get home, or flee the city. I thank you for your aid, stranger. I wish I had more than gratitude to offer.
You do not need to thank me for letting you out of whatever this place is. You would have to commit a lot of atrocities in order for me to think you deserved being in here. Like how? He deserves a good old couple months on the rack. We don't have time for that, however, so we're gonna put a quick end to him.
Well, well. Bryce Cousland's little boy, all grown up, and still trying to fit into Daddy's armor. I thought Loghain made it clear that your pathetic family is gone and forgotten.
Quite a lot of stones for a man very alone right now. Why betray us, Howe? My father was your friend.
A clumsy appeal, child. He was a traitor to me and a coward to his nation. Trips to Orlais, gifts from old enemies, all while I sank in obscurity. Your family squandered glory that was rightfully mine. How suitable that their deaths should raise me to the ear of a king. If you think you can take this from me, that I will allow it, you are very much mistaken.
And you are very much the fool if you think there was any chance of you leaving this room in the first place. Now, where is Mana Clash? Because we're going to take care of this little mage back here. There's multiple mages here, actually, so we're just going to drop a nuke on all of them. Alistair. You're going to rip Thorn. And you're going to rip Warcry. I'm going to finish off this little mage back here. And now you're going to have a very bad day once I'm done cleaning up your trash. And of course he exposed his motivations there. He thinks that he is sinking into obscurity. Pure jealousy, envy. This man is literally the plain sight of envy and jealousy and wishing that he had things he did not earn or deserve. His family are the traitors to Ferelden. They literally fought for Orlais. But he thinks that our father is a traitor for seeing Orlesian nobles as he is supposed to as a noble of Ferelden who is currently seeking peace with Orlais. The battle is over. Of course, that's not really what he was mad about. He's just mad that our father got the Earldom of Highever while he supposedly sank into obscurity. If you ask me, the Howes shouldn't have even kept Amaranthine after they were fighting with the Orlesians against their own nation, but King Marek was a more understanding man than I. Regardless, that's the end of him.
Make her spit on you. I deserved more.
Dead in a pool of your own blood and piss where you belong. Worthless scum. Too bad Duke's not here. I'd have him piss on your body. And that is the come full circle of all Rendon Howe, now dead with the rest of his scumbag men. And his great ambition didn't really amount to much, did it? Good riddance. And with that, we have fulfilled our oaths to our father and our mother, and our potentially dead brother. Now we can focus on the Blight with a clear conscience. Now here's Vaughn. Vaughn is the old owl's son. We just spoke to the elf about this.
Who's there? Stay away.
You can't do this to me. I'll have you all flayed. I'm the Arl of Denerim.
Riordan died at Ostagar. Who are you?
I'm Vaughn Kendalls, heir to the Arling of Denerim, it's true. Too many of our troops were lost at Ostagar. When the riots started, Howe came with men to reinforce the garrison here. Or that's what he claimed. As soon as I let him into the palace, he threw me in here. One more victim of the Elven uprising, he said. Let me out of here. I'll do anything.
Yeah, unfortunately, Howe was also just one more victim of the Open Uprising, and Vaughn's gonna get out. A landsmeet has been called. I need your voice.
Of course. Anything. Just let me out.
Very well. You can go.
I swear you won't regret this.
Now, there's a lot of things about Vaughn, but of course, based on the origin we played, we went around to see any of that. All I see is a noble that can help me in the landsmeet. And now we dealt with Arl Howe. Loghain is the last big bumper that we're going to have to go over. So, we'll take wherever we can get.
Faithful servant, grant me a place at your side. Grant me the cleansing flames.
He's praying. Is he a brother or a Templar?
Under a stay. Bride of the Maker, have mercy on me. Alstana, is that you, little sister? No, I don't know you, do I? Are you real?
Who are you?
I'm Erminric, Knight Lieutenant of the Denerim Chantry. You aren't one of the Tern's men?
He sounds like he's in lyrium withdrawal. He's got all the signs, confusion, weepiness. He probably doesn't even know what he's saying. If the Grand Cleric knew he were in here, she'd be spitting hot coals. Nobles don't have authority over Templars.
I failed in my duties, Maker. Forgive me. I failed, and there's no telling what he's done.
What are you talking about?
The Malefica. He had turned blood magic upon Templars and Circle Mages to escape from his tower. Near Redcliffe, I cornered him, but the Tern's men took him from me and brought me here.
This Maleficar, was he named Jowan?
Yes. He destroyed his phylactery. We were spread out, trying to find him. I was alone. You are real, aren't you? My dreams are so strange now. Please, if you're not a dream, help me.
What do you want me to do?
Give this ring to my sister, Alstana. Tell her I'm sorry. Please, ask her to pray for me.
And there's Lost Templar. Alstana is another one of the nobles in the Nord Noble Tavern. He said little sister, so I assume this is her big brother. She's certainly not going to be pleased about that. And now we have the final tally of Howe's sins, so... It seems like when this Templar found Jowan, Arl Howe and turned Loghain, found both of them, they took this Templar away, stuck him in this dungeon to eventually die of lyrium withdrawal, which directly goes against the Chantry and all the laws of the land, but everything he did for Ferelden independence, right? And then, of course, they hired Jowan, now phylacteryless and rid of his Templar pursuers, to go poison Arl Eamon, taking out the next biggest noble house, so that would take care of the Redcliffe estate and the Highever estate. They would both be completely dead in the time of a blight, and all their men scrambled. And then, of course, he overthrew the Circle with Howe's help. He backed Uldred against Urban, and then that caused the collapse of the tower to Blood Mages and Abominations. So Ferelden almost was fighting a blight and an Abomination overrun from the center of Lake Calenhad. So you put all that together, on top of Howe torturing the nobles down here in the basement, as well as a Grey Warden. They sent all 200 Wardens back at the border, because why would you need Grey Wardens against the Blight? The thing they literally exist to destroy. But at Ferelden independence from life, eh? Because the only thing that he's given them dependence from is the right to live. They're all dead. Also, he can sit his ass on the throne and watch it burn. He is a bitter, jealous old man, and I genuinely believe that the only reason he did any of this is because he feels like he should have been king, not Marek, and he got old and bitter, got tired of seeing Cailan do things that he wouldn't do if he were on the throne, and he decided to kill him for it. And he spent the majority of this game making sure that Ferelden can do nothing against the Blight whatsoever. In fact, if we hadn't survived Ostagar, his little betrayal, and then if we hadn't survived the bounty hunters he sent for us, there would be no Wardens at all in Ferelden right now, and the whole place would burn to the ground. So anybody that still considers Loghain a hero or a legend, or that he is somehow justified in any of this, I want you to tally up everything we just talked about and decide for yourselves what you think about Loghain, because boy do I know what I think.
Let's get started.
We have the key. The mage holding the barrier is dead, so we should be able to go get Anora out now.
Right.
We're gonna come out in the place we've already been, so where we killed the one guy from the watch. Alright guys, now it has been a while. This episode's been running a pretty long time, so we are going to wrap it up there. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, leave a like and a comment. If you want to support the cause and help improve the channel, don't forget to ring that bell, and there is also a tip link in the description below. Otherwise, stay tuned, and I'll see you all soon with more Dragon Age Origins. Take care guys, have a good day.